So people come to me all the time and say, well, what is blockchain? How do you explain it? My definition is, I tell people, I don't know how the blockchain works, but I know how it works for you. And what I mean by that is, imagine trying to figure out how a website works. You right-click a website, you see the code. You don't need to know how it works, you need to know how a website works for your business. Blockchain to me is an underlying technology that I don't think it's important to understand how it works. What you do is say, what's the ramifications of how the blockchain impacts my business? And look at how the internet impacted businesses, either disrupting them or efficiencies. Blockchain's going to have that same impact. So it's important to just understand enough to say, how does it impact my business and how can I use it to my benefit? So in my opinion, the reason the blockchain is going to grow faster than the internet is a multitude of reasons. Most importantly, before the internet, there was no internet. And what that means is the 20 years it took the internet to grow and mature, you can accelerate that now. You've got online communication platforms, you've got Telegram chats and Skype, you've got instantaneous 24-hour communication. You have billions of people with a computer in their hand. You did not have that 20 years ago before the internet started. So if you think of the blockchain as this underlying technology that's like the internet, it should grow bigger and faster just because we can come up with not only more ways to do it, but we can globally activate communities in a way that was never possible before the internet. So the excitement for me with blockchain looking forward isn't anything specific, it's more what's the impact it's going to have across industries? How is it going to improve the lives of people? I talk a lot about blockchain and cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin as a type of investment. The blockchain and Bitcoin, as an example, has a chance to democratize investing where 98% of the population's never had access to investing, and now they do and can get the same returns that people with lots of money did before. So I think there's going to be a great equalization that the blockchain's going to bring, and it's going to bring a lot of people up out of industries and areas and poverties that, again, didn't have an opportunity to do before, and now I think we will. And so when we looked at this, we looked at ICOs and tried to figure them out, and then we looked back at traditional funding models. I run an incubator called Big Bamboo. We've done 11 companies. It's always the same structure and sequence. You go get angel capital, you get your friends and family, it's usually $1 million round, takes a little bit of time. If you're successful, you do a $4 million Series A, might take a year before you're in that. You do your Series B at 10 million, it might be 2 or 3 years later. 5 years later, you're doing a Series C, it's 20 million. By the time you're done, you're 5 years in, and it's a $35 million round of traditional sequence staged financing. And if you don't get financing at any one of those levels, your company collapses and goes out of business for lack of capital. ICOs to me are just accelerated financing structures. Your pre-private round is your angel round. Your Series A is technically your pre-ICO, so you do a private round at 10 cents. As soon as that's done, you're already announcing you're doing a next round at 25 cents, at 4 million. Then you might be doing a $10 million round at 50 cents and a 20 million at 75. The contributors know if they don't get in at 25 cents, they're missing out, and the next is 50 and the next is 75. You're basically accelerating your financing structure and doing $35 million in sometimes 3 to 5 months, sometimes 35 minutes. And the reason you can do it in 35 minutes is things like Telegram allow you to create communities that didn't exist before the internet. So when I said there was no internet before the internet, why will things go faster? You can raise 35 million in an online capacity that you couldn't do before the internet because those tools didn't exist. Now they do.